I'm just here today at the climate change rally outside Parliament House, following the Rudd government's announcement that they are going for a 5% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. Like most Australians, when I heard that, I was shocked, even though I didn't expect much from the Rudd government on listening to what they'd been saying in the lead up. I still was shocked, and it actually affected me physically. I couldn't believe that they would go for such a low target when we know that we need to go for 40% by 2020, to avoid dangerous climate change and be looking at zero emissions by 2050.
And in the West, it's going to have real ramifications because we're not going to get good public transport. We already have huge amounts of pollution. So all of those big polluters are just going to be given permits to continue doing what they're doing. It's not good enough, Mr. Rudd.
Welcome everybody. And thanks for coming at such short notice to what's a fantastic, spontaneous little gathering here. There must have been many people who woke up this morning feeling quite disillusioned when they saw in the newspaper or on morning TV that our Prime Minister had taken the soft option, pushed the responsibility for this greatest of all problems out a decade for some other political leader, for some coming generation to deal with. And what today's action is about is saying that where Kevin Rudd has failed, we'll step forward, we'll take leadership, we'll solve this problem. We won't leave it for the too hard basket.
Unlike the Rudd government and their friends, the Greens will not be showing and never have shown the white flag on climate change. I'm standing with my back to Cabinet today because that is what the Greens will be doing. We're showing our backs to the Rudd's position, the Rudd's government position on climate change.
The City of Melbourne has a zero net emissions strategy. So by 2020 we have zero net emissions in the City of Melbourne. We also have a clear goal to make Melbourne the most sustainable city in the world. Wouldn't it be great if we had the most sustainable country in the world, Mr. Rudd?
We know with that 5%, it's the death of the Great Barrier Reef. We know it's the death of the Murray-Darling system. And we, the community, cannot and will not let that happen.
Again, our city has been looking at this issue for a while, and we have set a strategy for council to meet a zero emission target by 2015 and also bring the community with us as opposed to the Rudd government.
We need real targets and real change from this government. They came into power with a promise to do something about climate change, and what have they done? 5%. Yeah. It's not good enough. Mr. Rudd, no 5%.
Simple things like changing light globes, putting insulation around exposed hot water pipes outside, the low fruit of, and that would produce something like 30% energy efficiencies. Also, we want to help people put up solar hot water heaters and even photovoltaic solar panels. We can do this through a program of bulk purchasing, mass installation down streets so you have economies of scale, and low interest loan to residents so that they can act now.
Providing residents with solar hot water, solar panels, energy efficiency measures, and also cogeneration for all council facilities at no upfront cost to residents.
So that's inspiring, and if you haven't got a councillor in your local council who's ready to step forward and take action on climate change, then there's a job there for you to turn up to your town hall at the next opportunity and ask them why.
As you've heard, there's no excuse. We can actually take real action now. No excuse, Mr. Rudd! Real action now!
They've been captured and stored by the coal industry.